So hello guys, welcome to Java DSA, and in this video we can discuss function and methods. Okay, so what is the function and what is the method, what is the use of it, those we can discuss in this video. So many people are confused like what is the function and what is the method. So both are same, there is no difference. Method we are saying in Java, and function we are saying in sometimes C or C++. Okay, so based on the language we can differentiate it, but function and method should be the same. Okay, there is no difference in that. Okay, simply we can say. Okay, so there is 4-5 type of the function we can consider, like the function which is having a sum of the void return type. So we can say those are the one different type of the function, those are not going to return anything. For example, I'm going to create one functions. Okay, let me go to the Eclipse, and here if you see, this is the function which is main function, and there is no return type. Okay, so this is considered as a void function. So let me create void function, not return anything. Okay, not return anything. And what it will do is, I have a one function, public statics void and display. So whatever the value, if you send it here, okay, it will take as a string value. Okay, and it will take a string value, and it will, what it will do is, it will print it. And how it will print? It will print like your given value is this one. Okay, yes, like that it will print. So this is the one type of the method, and those method we can call from inside the main method. How we can call it? Because it's a static method, so directly we can call it. How we can call? So simply we can write display, and inside the display they want one string, so I will print Java is awesome. Okay, and if I run this code, you can see the output. Okay, your given string is Java is awesome. So this is one type of the method which is going to take something as a parameter. We have another type of the methods, those are not going to take anything, but they will return something. Okay, what? For example, return something. So return something, what we can do is, for example, we have a one method, public void, and public's not void, we have to return some value. So we are going to return something, a string type of the value only, strings, and method name is get data, and it will take nothing, but it will return something. Super duper. Okay, this is the they are going to return. So if you call this method from the main method, what will happen? Okay, so let me write a static also, so that we can access easily statics, and we can access here. Why I am giving a statics is, if you not give a statics, you have to create an object of this class, a string test, and then you have to call this method. So I don't want to create an object, I directly call it. So because of that I am giving the statics. And public, why I am giving, we can access outside also, but here private also fine, private method, because we are accessing in the same class, so private also fine. You can write both method as a private also. Okay, there is no issue in that. Here I am going to print something, give me data, and what are the data they will give? So I will call one method called get data. This is my method only, so I will call directly here. Okay, if I run this code, you can see the output. This is the first method output, this is the second method output, give me data, super duper. Okay, so this is the second type of the method we can create. What is the third type of the methods? So if I talk about the third type of the method which take multiple parameters, they will take lots of the value, Okay, so if you go here and if you see the function with is void return, the function with parameters, the function with without parameters. So we have see already both the parameters, without function, without parameters. So with return type also we have checked. Okay, without parameter also we can check. So public, statics, void, okay, get, that's the method, and there is nothing. You can, if you want something to print, you can print it here. I will not do anything. This is one type of the methods. So just I'm showing you like how many way we can write a methods and we can call it, and here we can call the get method directly. Okay, this method, and whatever it will return, it will not return anything, but what I'm going to do is I will going to concatenate get method directly. I can call here. Okay, and some of the method type, like it will take something, it will return something. For example, we have a, you have to find a factorial. So public, okay, and I have to find the factorial. So public statics, and I have to return the factorial. So int TORIAL factorial, FSCTORIAL factorial, and it will take the number. So one is number, and it will find the factorial and it will return it back. Okay, so while finding a factorial, what we can do, we can write one for loop. Okay, and whatever the numbers we have, from that we can iterate. So I equal to not 0, we can start with 1, and I less than equal to what is the numbers we have, it will go, and I plus plus. And after that, make sure you have to create one variable which is fact equal to not 0, because we have to multiply it, so it should be 1. And here what we can do is we can write fact multiply equal to I. I hope you know what it will do. Okay, this is the shorthand operators. Okay, return fact. So once you return, so this method will return something. I hope you understood. Okay, so once I call this method from here, factorial, let me write it. Factorials, and here I will pass the file. It will give me one factorial, so I will assign those value as a factorial, and then after I will print those value also. Okay, factorial is how much? So factorial correct. Let me run this code. So once I run this, you can see the factorial is 120, and I will not do anything. You are able to see. So this is the 4 type of the method I have explained you. But apart from this, the method, it will take some array, some list, something, which those method also we can explain. Okay, so let me create some class. Okay, method explain, and here I'm going to create a new methods. So before going to take the big parameters and do the operations, we have to understand those part. Okay, so here as of now we have understood those part, how we can create a method with a different way. Let's understand this one. So for example, this is the method signatures, you can say. This is the method definitions we have, which is just starting from here to here. Let me change my colors, here to here, correct? So this is the method body which we have written here. This is the method body. Whatever the parts we are going to write inside this, that is called a method body. The keyword which we are using here, which is public, static, we are using the publics. Sometimes we are using the private, sometimes protected, sometimes not writing anything. So that is called a access modifier. That is called a access modifiers. Okay, that is called a modifiers. and whatever you are able to see here, which is int, that is called a return type, and whatever you are able to see before the parenthesis, that is called a method name, and whatever after that inside the parenthesis you are able to see, that is called comma separated, that is called a parameter list. So whatever the parameters you have to pass, you can pass it, and this method is capable to accept it, and then after we can check if x greater than y, then return x, else return y. That is called a logic we have written, and we return this value back. So that is one method definitions we have. Okay, I hope you understood. So while going and explaining any methods, okay, for examples, we have to understand any methods. So every methods having some signatures like public, statics, void, main. This is also method, and here we have to give parameter list. Meter list, and those parameter list it will take, and it will write here business logic. Business logic, and finally it will return something. Finally it will return something. So the main part is, whenever we talk about the method, the main part is the method name, okay, and method name, after that what is the return type, what is the return type, that is very important, we have to understand. And what is the parameter, that is also very important. That's why I have put it 3 star here. So parameter list and what is the return type, that you have to decide your own. No one will tell you like what is the return type and what is the parameter list. You have to understand with your conclusion, like what I want to do with that method. For example, in the previous example I have told you I want to find out a factorial. So I have decided, okay, for factorial I have to take one number from the users, and I will write my business logic to find the factorial, and at the end, once I got the factorial, I will return it back to caller of method. So whoever call this method factorial, who will get those factorial value, and whatever he want to do, he will do. I don't want to take care of anything. Just I have to write a logic inside this, and I have to return those value. So take the value and return the value. That is very, very important points. Okay. So if you see any methods, for example, we have a one methods public, and I am going to write statics, and return type is int, and I will do the sum. So sum, I will take one array, so I will take the integer array only, integer array. So this is like that, we have to take the array, and what I have to do is I have to find out array sum. So I will write int sum equal to 0, and I will iterate one loop over it. Okay, so how can I iterate it? So I can write int I equal to 0, I less than, what are the array name we have? So array dot length and I plus plus, and then after that we can open the bracket and we can write sum equal to, otherwise we can write directly sum equal to what? Array of I. So we can add all those values inside the sum. Okay, internally it will become like that only, sum equal to sum plus array of I, like that only it will become. And finally, once I calculate the sum, what we can do is I can return the sum. So what we can do, I can return sum. Once sum is returned, the people will use. Okay, so what we can do here, so we can write here, what we can write here, so we can create one array int arr. Okay, you can create a new array, otherwise you can directly put the value 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, and we want sum, So we can call the sum method, and while calling a sum we can pass our array, and we can take the return type. What is the return? Which is sum. And once we got the sum, we can print it. Array sum is array sum is array sum is sum. Okay, so I hope you understood why I have written this code and how you have to write your own. So in the so many times the peoples have to take the value as an array, and they have to work on that, and you have to print the sum, and whatever the operations you have to do, and you have to return it back. Okay. So this is the one way. Okay. If you want to take any other value, if you want to return array, you can write here array and you can return it. So return type will any data types, integer, character, float, double, array, any object you can return. You can take multiple parameter also. Okay, whatever the parameters you want. What is the size of array? Int s. So they will give you something like 4, 5, whatever. So like that you can take the multiple parameters, not only one single parameters, based on your requirement and based on your reusability. So that is the power of array. Or what we can do is, whatever we are discussing, like what is the methods and how we can write a method, what is the parameters and how it will take and how it will use the methods. Okay, so two things is very important while writing a method. For example, we are writing any methods. Okay, for example, calculate is a one method, and here we are taking int a comma int b, and we are writing here one business logic, and because of this void we are not writing any value back. So that is not good. What you are doing after calculating, you have to return something. So return type is anything. Return type is any type of data we can write. Parameter. So parameter for also we can take any number of parameter without any disturbance. So as much parameters you want, you can take and you can reuse it, no doubt in that. Okay, one of the final suggestions, try to practice all logical or DSA questions in different method. Break, this is the very important part, break big problem in a small method and utilize it. So that is also very important things. You have to keep in your minds each and every points and write a code in front of the interviewer so that you can reject it. Okay, so this is the things, guys. You have to prepare yourself, and you have to be strong while writing any methods or any function. What is the return type, what is the parameters you have to take. You have to be careful regarding that. Okay, thank you so much. Any parameter, any return type you can take. Okay, thank you.